Acceptance is one of the most effective ways to manage pain and difficult experiences, but it's a little paradoxical and can seem counterintuitive. Why should I accept something that's making me miserable? Doesn't it mean giving up or resigning myself to something I don't like? Shouldn't I be fighting it or trying to change it instead? And those are valid questions. In this video, we'll learn what acceptance is, what we need to accept, why acceptance is important, and how we can practice it. Acceptance can refer to being passive or surrendering, but in psychology it has a different meaning. The kind of acceptance we're talking about doesn't mean approving of how things are or not trying to change them. It means acknowledging the reality of the current situation, even if we wish it weren't so. So acceptance simply means recognizing reality as it is. This is what's happening, whether I like it or not. So we stop fighting the facts. So I might as well accept it. Acceptance involves a willingness to allow reality to be exactly what it is in this moment, even if it's painful or unfair. But we're not choosing to accept things because we're giving up, but because refusing to accept reality doesn't change the facts, and struggling against reality usually makes us feel worse. And we can't take action about something we're still denying or resisting. So acceptance is often just the first step, which is then followed by trying to change what we can. Acceptance plays a large role in mindfulness-based therapies, including DBT, where reality acceptance is one of the two main distress tolerance skills, along with crisis survival. And the main component to reality acceptance is called radical acceptance, which just means fully opening ourselves up to reality as it is in this moment, even if it's painful or we don't like it. The goal of radical acceptance is to reduce suffering and increase a sense of freedom by coming to terms with the facts of our lives. And it's especially relevant when faced with situations we didn't choose or don't want. Let's look at what needs to be accepted. Facts about the present and past. I lost my job. I don't have any close friends at this moment. Someone was just really rude to me. I'm running late and I'm stuck in traffic. My parents were emotionally abusive growing up. I woke up feeling sad for no apparent reason. We can accept these facts without needing to like or approve of them. This is what's happening, even though I don't like it. Without distorting them, and that's completely ruined my life forever, or adding judgments or other negative reactions. And we also need to accept realistic limitations about the future. Some relationships may never heal. I might never have children. I'm not going to be able to pursue the career I want, given my current qualifications. Managing this physical or mental health issue might always be a part of my life. But thoughts and fears about the future, like, I'm never going to find another job, I'll always be alone, I'll never feel any better, aren't facts, they're just predictions, so we don't need to accept them as true. So why is acceptance so important? Non-acceptance could look something like, this is so unfair. It's ruining my life. I can't stand this. And these reactions are understandable, but they don't help us cope or feel any better. Now, some amount of pain is unavoidable. It's part of life. And when we refuse to accept this pain, we usually make it worse, because we add distressing thoughts and emotions about what we're going through on top of the original pain. Pain is pain, and it's unpleasant. But pain plus non-acceptance of this pain equals suffering. Acceptance doesn't remove the pain, but it prevents all that extra suffering from building up around it. Acceptance could be something like, this is painful and upsetting, and it's not fair that it happened, but it did, and there's nothing I can do now to change or undo that. And the sooner I accept this, the sooner I can start doing what I can to try to improve the situation or how I feel about it, and figure out how to move forward. So how do we practice acceptance? The first step is simply noticing when we're resisting rather than accepting reality. We might find ourselves thinking, this shouldn't be happening. It's not fair. I can't cope with this. Then we describe what we need to accept. It could be a situation or circumstance, or a thought, or a difficult emotion. And then we can say things to ourselves like, that's just reality. That's just the way things are. Even if I'd prefer it be different. Or the cliché, it is what it is. For difficult thoughts, like, I can't cope with this, or I'm always going to be alone. We can practice accepting them rather than reacting to them or getting caught up in them by telling ourselves, this is just a thought. Or, I'm just having the thought, I can't cope with this. I'm just having the thought, I'm always going to be alone. Acceptance puts some distance between ourselves and our thoughts and takes away their power over us. And then we don't need to do anything with these thoughts, except allow them to be here until they pass on their own. Acceptance also helps manage difficult emotions. So we start by naming the emotion. I'm feeling sad, and then we accept it. And it's natural to feel sad. I'm feeling frustrated, and it's okay to be frustrated. I'm feeling anxious, and that's uncomfortable, but it's okay. Once we accept how we're feeling, our emotions become more manageable. And resisting reality often shows up in the body as tightness, tension, or discomfort. So we start by naming and accepting these sensations. There's a lump in my throat, but that's okay. It's just a feeling of sadness. My heart's beating faster, but that's nothing to worry about. It's just anxiety. And mindful breathing can help. First, slowing down our breathing. Breathing in through our nostrils for a count of 2. Pausing, and then breathing out through our mouths for a count of 4. And then using our breath to bring our awareness to where the discomfort is strongest. Breathing into the discomfort as we inhale, and then breathing out of it and allowing it to soften and relax as we exhale. And as we breathe, we can silently repeat to ourselves some phrases that promote acceptance. Breathing in, I feel calm. Breathing out, I relax. Breathing in, I recognize the pain. Breathing out, I accept it. Breathing in, I acknowledge reality. Breathing out, I accept it. Mindful breathing can be a really effective way to promote acceptance. And once we've accepted that this is the reality of our situation, we can ask ourselves, is there anything I can do now to improve things or help me cope? And often there is. We might engage in problem solving, or use various emotion regulation techniques to help us feel better, or try changing our perspectives about the situation, even if we can't change the situation itself. But before we can do any of that, we need to face the facts and accept what's actually happening. Not approve of it or like it, resign ourselves to it and give up, or be passive and not do anything. But just accept reality, which in itself usually makes things start to feel a little better, and then we can proceed from there. And for more on DBT, please check out my free self-help course at selfhelptunes.com. And please help me out by liking and subscribing and letting me know what you think in the comments. And if you'd like to support my channel and help me make more videos like this, I really appreciate it, and please check out the donation links in the description.